Okay. So for tax audit, basically you need to know, first you need to know what is the difference between audit and investigation lah. Okay, if you look at in the framework, there are objectives of tax audit or the objectives of tax investigation. So in terms of the objective, in terms of how they are conducted, okay, you can see the difference between what is tax audit, between what is tax investigation. You know, tax audit is basically to encourage compliance, but tax investigation is when they have suspicion of tax evasion, okay, happening. So tax investigation is for to curb tax evasion. All right. And then under tax audit, you have desk audit and field audit. So you need to know the difference between the two. And then other than that, you need to understand how tax audit and tax investigation is carried on. Okay, you know tax audit, there will be notice given in advance as compared to tax investigation. They may give notice, they may not give notice. Okay, so surprise visit is allowed under tax investigation because basically under tax investigation, since they have this suspicion, so they need to make a surprise visit so that the taxpayer has no time to hide any evidence, okay, rather than tax audit because it's more on tax compliance. They give taxpayers opportunity to get ready, to prepare all the documents needed so that the visit will not take long, especially if it's field visit lah, okay. They go for field visit, the visit will take only a few days because all documents are already ready, so they just want to go and check. All right. What else? So in terms of process, so you need to understand the process of tax audit because you know this is because you're doing online exam, okay? So we don't want, you cannot expect questions that you will just copy down the answer from the book, okay? They're not going to give that kind of question. You have to understand the whole process. It's not just copy down. You need to understand the whole process. Okay. So it's more on understanding the procedures, understanding the differences. What else?
Doctor, you did mention about different in some words that are not clear just now, different in tax audit. What?
The difference in tax between tax audit and investigation. Is that what you mean? First, in terms of
in the tax audit itself.
The tax audit, you have two types of tax audit. The two types of tax audit. Desk audit and field audit. Desk audit is done at the IRB office on the desk of the tax officer, basically. It will not involve any visit. Okay. Field audit will involve a visit by the tax officers to the taxpayer's place. Okay, it should be taxpayer's place, but if the taxpayer's place is not convenient, then they can go to other places lah. Okay, but they are both under the scope of tax audit. That means they are both to encourage tax compliance rather than to find fault. Okay, this is more that to support the self-assessment system where taxpayers need to realize that they will be audited. Okay, so it just checking of whatever has been claimed by the taxpayers are correct or not, whatever, is there any to make sure that the taxpayers have declared all income that they receive. But the main difference between field audit and tax audit and desk audit is one will visit the taxpayer's place, the other one will not go to taxpayer's place. That's all for tax audit. Tax investigation, there's not much because it's just a theory. You need to read and understand, and then just understand the whole process. Okay, before the tax audit, during the tax audit, and after the tax audit.
Doctor,
Uh-huh.
the question, is it in like scenario case, short case, or just straightforward, straightforward question?
Uh, mm, both. Both.
Okay. Oh, Doctor, I have something like for desk and field audit.
Uh-huh.
It can be between the IRB officer and the tax agent, right? If the taxpayer is appointing the tax agent, so it can be between tax agent and IRB office.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, anything else about tax audit, tax investigation? If there's nothing else, we go back to tax planning. Dr. Khadijah, please on your microphone and camera. Dr. Khadijah, are you there? Maybe he's just not here. I don't know what you have covered on tax planning with Dr. Khadijah just now, but she told me that she told me whether I have question on group relief. Did
Hi, Doctor.
yes.
Actually, I got a question for the group relief.
Uh-huh.
There's one requirement under the group relief is that if the company is enjoying the investment tax incentives such as ITA or RA, then it will be not entitled for the group relief.
Yes.
How if the company is planned to apply only but still haven't enjoying it, so is it can entitle for the relief?
Again, what is your last sentence? How?
How if the company just plan to apply for the incentive but just as a progress plan only, so is it can enjoy the group relief?
Because group relief, basically this is like a yearly application. So if let's say the company is already enjoying tax incentive, then for that year it cannot apply for group relief lah. Okay, because group relief is a yearly application. You want to apply that year, when there is a loss that year, then you apply. Okay, so if you are already enjoying the tax incentive, then you are not eligible to apply for the group relief. But if you are basically considering to apply for tax incentives, for that particular year, you have to choose lah whether you want to choose group relief or delay your application for the tax incentive.
How if in the question it only mentioned that the company wish to apply for incentive but haven't? So when we're doing the group relief, can we allocate the loss to the company we wish to apply for incentive?
I think because tax incentive like pioneer status, they have 5 years to apply. Okay, if it's possible to delay the tax incentive to next year, then at least this year you can enjoy group relief, and then you can enjoy the tax incentive in 5 years forward. So basically 6 years. This year group relief, another 5 years tax incentive. Rather than let's say you let go of the group relief and you apply the tax incentive this year, so you can get something for 5 years only. You can delay your tax incentive, then you better delay for next year, so you get something for 6 years in total. Okay, go I mean.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So let me see whether I have extra questions on group relief. So what else that you have learned under tax planning apart from group relief? Tax planning. I don't have. Investment holding company is also under tax planning, right?
No, Dr. I don't think so.
No. Oh no. So what do you learn? What did you learn under tax planning? Do you learn that purchase or lease decision? Did you learn that one? Whether to go for leasing or to purchase an asset?
No, Doctor.
Not also. So just group relief.
Yeah. And also the interest restriction.
Oh, interest restriction.
Yeah.
You have covered that one as well.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So interest restriction is, I think that one is simple. You can only deduct. When it comes to interest restriction, you have to look at the purpose of the interest. Sorry, not purpose of interest. Purpose of the loan money. Okay. So what is the loan is used for? Is it for business, or if you use for example, rental under section 4D, then it has to be deducted under section 4D, not under section 4A. And then so basically interest, you look at the purpose of the money. It's then you have to look at whether okay, so if you take one single loan and then some of the money is for related to trading, some of the money is for investment purpose, then you need to apportion the interest according to the portion that you use for how much loan money is used for investment, how much loan money is used for business.
Okay, actually, I do have a question on the interest expenses.
Okay.
So, for yes, one interest restriction under subsection 33 or bracket 2 of the ITA. So it did mention if let's say the company has a loss, I mean the interest on borrowing money if let's say less than 10,000 for the company and less than 6,000 for the individual, then subsection 33 is not applicable.
Less than 10,000. Wait, eh? Less than 10,000 for company and 6,000 for individual.
Yes, correct. Under section 33 bracket 2.
33 sub 2. Which reference did you use for this chapter?
Public ruling.
Public ruling.
Yeah. Public Ruling 2, 2011.
Okay. Because I'm looking at the textbook right now, and if it's mentioned, then I couldn't find the text. I couldn't find in the textbook. But if it's mentioned in the public ruling, then maybe that's the
What was the question just now?
interest restriction is not applicable, right? For companies, if it's under 10,000, for individual is under 6,000.
Yes, correct. For the section 33, subsection 2.
Yeah, I think yes.
Ada eh? I cannot find the textbook, but if yes, yes lah.
But that's why namanya restriction tu juga. Not the restriction is not only for the purpose but also for the amount. But so far we have not applied that restriction on the amount. Normally it's only for the purpose.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
We should ask Dr. Halimah to join this class also. So anything else you want to ask, you just ask her. Because tax planning is just group relief and interest restriction. I think Dr. Khadijah has covered group relief just now. I cannot find any question on group relief, Dr. Khadijah.
A bit only.
I think last time we
gave a scenario.
scenario eh? I thought we added we
It can also be part of the corporate taxation
corporate tax question.
computation. But in this case, advanced tax, we don't have any corporate tax. So it has to be on its own lah, the question. If it's part of the tax planning question. Actually, Dr. Hanimah kan yang buat soalan ni.
So we don't know. We cannot give you any tips on this one. Because we really don't know what kind of question will be asked. Do you have the tadi Dr. Khadijah shared public ruling on group relief eh? The textbook punya version do you have? No.
I don't have the copy.
I can give, if you want, I can give example in the textbook. I can share with you the example in the textbook. Let me share in WhatsApp, okay?
Boleh.
Aduh. Okay, I have sent to your WhatsApp group. I sent the question first from the textbook about, sorry, this is group relief. Yes, group relief. We can show here. I will give the answer separately lah. Look at the question first. Okay. Can you see on your screen? Alpha Berhad is an investment holding company which owns 100% and 50% paid up of the share capital of Beta and Delta respectively. Beta owns 20% paid up capital of Delta. Beta manufactures instant noodle while Delta trades in cars. Okay, so now Delta has a loss, adjusted loss of 3,000 ringgit. So advise whether Alpha, Beta, and Delta are related companies for group relief purpose. Okay, so in there you have to check what are the criteria to become related companies for group relief purpose. So for group relief, you need to be as a percentage, or what is the percentage that is needed for group relief?
70.
70%. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 70%. So from there, you have to see whether the three companies are related or not. So now Alpha owns 100% of Beta and 50% of Delta, but Beta owns 20% of Delta. So you have that 70% or not between Alpha and Delta? Because Alpha to Delta direct is 50% on. What, Dr. Khadijah? Alpha to Delta direct ownership is 50%, but because Alpha owns 20% of, Alpha owns 100% of Beta and Beta owns 20% of Delta. So when you add 50% direct and 20% indirect through Beta, Alpha has that 70% ownership in Delta. Okay. So that 70% requirement is fulfilled through direct and indirect relationship. Okay, that's part A. Part B, compute the chargeable income of Alpha, Beta, and Delta after exercising the group loss relief for your assessment 2019. So now who should take the group relief? Then you have to do some calculation. What you have to do now? Can I give you like 10 minutes to do some calculation and then we can discuss the answer?
Okay, doctor.
Okay.
Belum. Mana? Tak masuk. Masih nak buat.
Dr. Khadijah, mute the microphone.
Oh my god.
Macam-macam dengar. Okay, let me show you the answer. Sekejap Okay. Alright, so this is the computation. So I have alpha, beta, and delta. Yeah, so delta is the one that incur loss. Okay, the one that you can share is not the share. The loss that can be surrendered to other companies are 70% of the adjusted loss. Okay, so 70% of 3,000 is 2,100. So that 2,100 is to be deducted after the defined aggregate income. Okay, so before that, you have to calculate as usual. Okay, beta has section 4A income, alpha has section 4D income. So at the end, you will get aggregate income of 900 and 1,400 each. You have to deduct with approved donation first to get defined aggregate income. Then only you deduct with the group relief. Okay, so delta has 3,000 adjusted income. You can only give 70%. So 2,100 is to be given to alpha and beta. It doesn't matter how you give. Like this one, you can give to alpha first, 890 in full, then the balance to be utilized by beta. You can also give to beta in full and the balance to be given in alpha. Okay, doesn't matter as long as in total you do not exceed that 2,100. Okay. So for delta, the balance, that 30% will be carried forward to next period, and also there is an unabsorbed loss capital, unabsorbed capital allowance to be carried forward for delta to the next period. Okay, so this is the group relief part. The loss surrendered here, we deduct after the defined aggregate income. So it doesn't matter actually, it does not have to be specifically this amount. In total it must be 2,100, but you can give to, you can also like give to beta 800 and 1,300 to beta. That is also allowed. All right. Okay. Anything else you want to ask about group relief? About this question? Okay, what else do you need? For more tips on tax planning, you have to ask Dr. Hamimah, because we really have no idea what kind of questions will be asked.
Okay, doctor.
Okay, so anything else you want to ask, or you want to end the class now? Okay, is there anything else that you want to ask? That you want to discuss? That you want to that you need? If there is nothing else, shall we end our class for today? Or if you want to ask more to Dr. Khadijah, I can call her. She has covered. Huh?
No, I think we understand already.
Mm-hmm.
We already get some idea of how to compute and everything.
Okay. Um, estate and trust. The Khadijah has revised everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to end the class now, or you want us to stay here for you to ask questions?
We can ask you any question at WhatsApp later, right, Doctor?
Yes, yes. Have you got the date for your exam? Final exam?
Yes. Yes.
When is it?
It should be 13th of July.
13th of July. Okay. Morning.
Yep, morning.
Morning. Have the university come out with rules how the exam may be conducted?
Yes. Every guideline have been
So how are
released.
they going to do the exam?
We're going to using online platforms such as WebEx, and then we need to open our camera and sound all the time.
Oh, really?
Yes.
All of you have no problem of internet connection, eh?
I think we have the problem, but we cannot do anything about it. We just try to get access. Yeah.
Oh, so exam will be, in that case, so someone will monitor you all the time throughout the exam period. So the exam will be open book or closed book?
It should be a closed book, and the session will be recorded. The exam.
Okay, that's interesting. Because when we set the question, what we had in mind is this is going to be an open book exam. I may have to discuss with Dr. Khadijah. We thought it's going to be an open book exam.
I see. Oh, meaning UTM haven't informed Doctor?
No. We asked Dr. Hamimah, but she said at the time there was no decision yet. It's okay. I'll discuss back with Dr. Khadijah and Dr. Hamimah. Because we had that in mind when we prepared the question. Open book and closed book. Question may be different.
I think it's closed book, and also we cannot like open any website during the online because it's like proctoring something system.
Okay. All right. Thank you for informing me about that.
Okay.
But you answer inside you answer online, or you have to write on paper and then submit your answer using scanner app?
We need to write on paper and then scan.
Oh, okay. So still write on paper lah. Okay lah. Yeah. Just that the question will be given. And then they will monitor you all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, then I think we can end our session for today. If you have any question, you can just ask in WhatsApp group. Because Dr. Hamimah is also there for tax planning. You should ask her because any tips will come from her. Okay, so all the best for your final exam. I think we had only one session together before, so we had longer time with Dr. Khadijah. But thank you for all the attention and cooperation that you during all the classes that we conducted with you, and it's a new experience for us to teach students from other universities. Okay, because all this while we are teaching only in IUM, so it's a interesting experience to teach UTM student now. Yeah, all nice. But yeah, it's online class, so we don't really need to get to see how you look like. Anyway, all the best for your final exam. If you have any question, just ask in WhatsApp. Okay, wherever we can help, we will help you, inshallah. And apologies from our side. We would like to apologize also if there are any shortcomings, because yeah, given this is online session, so we are also new in teaching online. So any shortcoming from our side, we would like to apologize. And okay, all the best for your future undertakings. I think this is, yeah, all of you are in your final year yet. Oh, Dr. Kadir is here. I thought you are not here.
Just back. Oh, finish already?
We are going to end our class. You just get me information. The exam will be closed book exam, so we will need to discuss again few things.
Sorry?
The exam will be closed book exam.
Oh, closed book.
They will be monitored. They will have to switch on their Webex or something. They will be monitored throughout the exam.
Oh, okay. That's good. Okay.
Doctor, for the online or for the closed or open book, we confirm first with our lecturer.
So we ask Dr. Hamimah.
Okay.
We'll ask her. We have to confirm on that, because as I said, question will be different if it's open book and closed book. They're going to end our session. Anything you want to say, Dr. Khadijah?
Oh yeah, of course. I would like to thank each and every one of you for the opportunity to teach you this semester. I hope I will have another opportunity in the future, right? And you may recommend us to the lecturers. Right? It's good to have you, right? I hope that you enjoy my class. Hope that you have learned something from the class, and I wish you all the best for your final exam. If you have any query, you can always ask in the WhatsApp group. You know how to reach us. All right, so with that, I thank you again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and thank you.
Okay, thank you. All the best.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Salwa, Dr. Khadijah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Doctor.
Bye.
Thank you, Doctor.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.